So are you thinking about moving to Cincinnati and looking for someone to tell you what it's really like to live here? Hi, I'm Suzi Cree and welcome to another episode of Cincy Uncensored, the show where I try to tell you everything about what it's really like to live here in Cincinnati. On this video, we're going to share with you some of the great things about living in Cincinnati and some of the things that aren't so great. Let's start with the top 10 reasons why people like living here. I'd have to say probably the best reason that people like living here is the cost of living. Cincinnati is probably one of the most affordable places in the country to own a home. The taxes are much lower than in other areas of the country, and a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home is going to run you about $195,000. And I would have to say the second reason people love living here is because we have all the major league sports. Cincinnati is home to the Cincinnati Reds, the Cincinnati Bengals. We also have FC Cincinnati, which is our professional soccer team, as well as the Cincinnati Cyclones hockey team. I'd also have to say the third reason people really love living here is because we do have a large international airport. Now, technically, the airport's in Kentucky, and it has all the major carriers as well as some low-cost carriers. So if you want, you can just hop on a flight and get down to Florida or somewhere fun for under $100. I would say the fourth reason people really like living here is we have a lot of large corporations. We have Procter & Gamble, we have General Electric, we have Kroger headquartered here. And because of that, we have a lot of job opportunities at any time throughout the city. The fifth reason that people like living in Cincinnati, and it's probably one of my favorite reasons, is we have great beer and great bourbon. Cincinnati was just voted as the best city in the nation for beer drinkers. We have so many local breweries, including Rheingeist, Mount Carmel, Moorline Lager House, all centered right here in Cincinnati. Now, if beer is not your thing, we also have a lot of great bourbon. The Bourbon Trail is just over the river in Kentucky, and you can get great bourbon at pretty much any bar or restaurant in the area. Now, I would say the sixth thing that makes Cincinnati really great is there's always plenty to do. If you're looking for great food and nightlife, you can always go down to Over the Rhine. There's always something going on down there. If you're more into sports and that kind of thing, then we have a Flying Pig Marathon every year. Pigs are thing here in Cincinnati. And we also have the largest Oktoberfest in the nation, actually in the world outside of Munich, Germany. So there's always something going on here, lots of events all times of the year. I would say the seventh reason people really like living here is the food. Of course, we have our Cincinnati chili, such as Gold Star and Skyline. Those are very famous. And then we have Graeter's ice cream and Aglamisi's. Those are amazing. But the food itself, if you just want a really nice restaurant, there are plenty of options, and you can find them anywhere throughout the city. Probably the eighth reason people like to live here is education. We have some great universities here. The University of Cincinnati, we have Xavier University and Miami University, all right here, and they're all highly rated. We have a really great park system. Our city parks are amazing. We have the Smale Riverfront Park, and there's great playground for the kids, and there's always something fun to do down there. And I would say probably the 10th reason people like living here is we have a lot of diverse neighborhoods. You can get a very different feel when you go to, say, Over the Rhine, or another popular neighborhood is the North Side neighborhood. We also have Hyde Park, Mount Lookout, Oakley. All these places are great and very different and unique in their own way. So those are some of the pros about living here in Cincinnati. So let's also talk about some of the cons. I would have to say the biggest con about living here in Cincinnati is probably the weather. We do have 4 seasons, and that can be really nice. However, we often have 4 seasons in one day, and that can be a little bit frustrating. If you can deal with the weather, then maybe you won't mind the fact that we have a lack of public transportation. So public transportation is probably the other thing that Cincinnati is lacking. to be quite honest. We do have a city bus system, but other than that, you're pretty limited as how you're going to get around. But how I deal with it is if I need to go to the city from the suburbs, then I will just drive, and it's not too hard to find parking. Now, the cost of parking, say for the day, might run you $20. You can sometimes find free parking, but that's going to take you some time. And there are a lot of metered parking spots. So that's how I deal with the fact that we have a lack of transportation. Well, I hope this video gave you some insight about the pros and cons of living here in Cincinnati. And we help people every day like you buy and sell real estate in Cincinnati, and I'd love to help you too. So if you have any questions about Cincinnati, please don't hesitate to ask. I'm always available to help. And if you like this video and you want to see more videos on how it is to live here in Cincinnati, make sure you hit that subscribe button above. My name is Suzi Cree with Keller Williams Realty, and thanks for watching.